Such wars, for all are not to be condemned, as those fantastical Anabaptists vainly conceive. Our Christian tactics are all out as necessary, as the Roman Achaeans or Grecian phalanx. To be a soldier is the most noble and honorable profession, as the world is. Not to be spared, they are our best walls and bulwarks. And I do therefore acknowledge that of Pontius Pilate and his Burgundian history complains. And that's what I did this summer.
Before we get started too much this morning, I'd like to recite a poem that I wrote this summer, and I think you'll enjoy it. This is my original work. As I walk through the valley, the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize that nothing's left. I've been laughing and lasting so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. And to be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. Power into money, money into power, minute after minute, hour after hour. Everybody is running. But half of them ain't looking what's going on in the kitchen. And I don't know what's tripping. And they say I've got to learn. But nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand me, how can they reach me? I guess they can't. Ha! I guess they won't. I guess they frontin'. That's how I know my life is out of luck, fool. We've been spending most of our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Yeah, we've been spending most of our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Why are we too blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? We've been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Living in a gangster's paradise. And now it's time for Fib Bursters, the show where we take generally accepted fibs and burst them.
Welcome today to Fib Bursters. Today we're examining two very special myths, very interesting myths. That play an important part in each of our lives.
Eastwood lives, that is.
Eastwood lives. Not that any of us have lives outside of Eastwood. The first myth is, of course, a very famous myth, one that I actually believed in for a very long time. If you trash a building, make a mess, it will spontaneously regenerate and clean up itself.
Really?
I don't know, but there's only one way to find out. We've got to burst that fib.
Well, how do you plan to do that?
Well, I'll tell you after we talk about our second myth.
Fib.
Our second fib. Our second fib is one that's caused a great deal of consternation to all the associated faculty of this fine establishment. Does leaping out the window make you cooler?
That's not a fib. It does. It does.
Well, luckily science is here and we'll find out.
You're going to find out. It makes you so much cooler. I mean, I jump out the window
daily. Well, please come and join us as we burst these fibs. To test our first myth, we will actually be creating
a scientific mess.
A scientific mess. As you can see clearly from this diagram here, we will push a chair over and make a mess. And then, through the advances in science that allow us to create capture motion picture, we will document what happens to that mess and finally burst this fib. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Are you excited?
Science astounds me. This is way too scientific for me. But
your beard astounds me, but this is going to be amazing. And now we'll turn to our expert on building regeneration and cleanup, Berkey Frobe.
Is that the guy that lives down in the basement?
No, that's my mother.
Oh.